2016. Seems like a long time ago. I remember seeing you out on the field. Jacoby Brissett, QB1, you're back here. What has changed the most in your eyes? The single most thing?
I mean, I probably just got older. A lot of life lessons for sure. Yeah, I mean the place is kind of the same. Obviously, different without Bill here, but no, it's still the same place.
What do you mean it's still the same place? It's
Uh,
way different.
it is and it's not. I mean, the standard is still the standard. That's the most important thing. But yeah, I mean, it's been a little different energy, I would say, on a more day-to-day basis. But again, it's still the same place.
I talked to your coach. He seemed disappointed that you two overlapped. Didn't overlap. That he was there, then you came in. Would he have given you that work out there?
I mean, I don't know if that's how good that is to say as my coach almost overlapped me, but I don't know. The way he looks now, I don't think he could have hanged with me back in the day. So I don't think so.
Is he getting out there and getting physical with his defense?
Oh,
Teaching
for
him?
sure. His energy is through the roof. It's fun seeing his energy out there with the guys, not only offense but defense as well. And it's been a joy to just see him, obviously grow in this position as well.
You have the pads on. First padded practice.
Yeah.
How would you size that? You looked locked in, and you were on fire out there
Oh,
today.
thank you.
You knew I was here. You were
Yeah,
putting on
exactly.
the
Yeah,
show.
exactly. Yeah, I knew I was gonna have to answer that question.
What did you think?
I thought it was a good day. A lot of good back and forth. Obviously when we go back and watch the film, there's a lot of things to clean up. But I think for the first day of pads, the intensity ramped up, the physicality ramped up as well. So I'm excited to go back and watch the film and then get better from it.
What do you want to clean up that you already know without even turning the film on?
Just the operational things. A lot of those things fall back on the quarterback. It's just jumping off sides. Getting us in and out of the right place. Things that the defense had no control over today. And obviously throwing with pads on and throwing to the guys in live action. Things like that needs to clean up.
What's the most impressive thing about this wide receiver that I'm hearing? Fans, security people. I'm in the bathroom. The lady's like, Javon Baker. What's his game like?
Just watch today. I mean, go up there and make one of the best plays
What
of
a
training camp.
catch.
A young kid that's been getting better each and every day. And like you said, I'm excited to see where this goes for him. He has a lot of potential for us and being able to make plays down the field and be explosive.
You looked great out there. We had Ramondre Stevenson. He said, tell Jacoby, hand the ball off, hand the ball. He wants that Patriots all-time rushing record. Gerard Mayo saying the identity of this offense is running the ball. Are you okay with that?
Oh, for sure. Hey, whatever we got to do to win, he's obviously a good player.
Look, I fumbled.
And exactly. Mondre better not do that. But I look forward to those days where I can hand the ball off and just watch him run.
I remember watching that 4-game thing with Brady. You leave that 3-1. Do you remember the conversation after that? Did you get a special thank you? That Super Bowl win over the Falcons, was there a little moment for you between you and Tom?
I wouldn't say I had anything to do with the Super Bowl. No, that was all them.
What do you mean? You handed it over 3-1.
No, I think that was me and Jimmy because Jimmy won the first game. And then I forget what happened the other two games. Well, we beat so then Jimmy played the first half of the second game. Then I came in and then we lost to Buffalo. I mean, I would say it was a collective effort. And I think Tom kind of said, to us in our QB room that it was a collective effort for this year, of all the things that everybody kind of went through to lead to that point. And I think that was about it. But when it got to the Super Bowl, I literally was on the sideline being a cheerleader.
But that matters. You going out there with the defense and celebrating is my favorite thing I've ever seen, maybe, in the NFL. Everyone I talked to, Patrick Chung the other week, Elliott Wolf came on my show. Everyone has the same. Gerard Mayo said, I didn't play with him, but I never heard a bad thing about him. They all say, they use the word perfect. He's the perfect guy for this and this situation with Drake Maye. How does that make you feel?
I'm so far from perfect. I obviously appreciate the compliment. But I think it's look, I'm a teammate first. I'm going out there. I'm trying to be a good teammate. You don't have to pay me to be a good teammate. That just comes with who I am as a person. And and that's to Drake, to Joe, to Bailey, to everybody on this team. I think those things is just what comes with you trying to help build a culture of being a good team. And that's something that I take pride in. And that's just how I just live my life. I don't want somebody to say the opposite of being perfect.
Sure,
about
but
me.
like part of me is like, I bet that's a compliment, but also like you're perfect for this. You want the job. You want to be the starter.
Oh, for sure. I don't think like two things can be true. Like I could be perfect for the situation, but also I'm the perfect guy to start too. Like that's don't take that away from it either. You know what I mean? Like I fully expect myself to be the starter. That as long as I am here, and whatever happens outside of that, that has nothing to do with me. But that doesn't mean I little myself for somebody else. That just means like, hey, I'm not too big enough for the situation to where I can go out there and perform, but also go out there and help my teammates and help lead this team the right way.
You're lighting it up. You looked incredible out there. It was really, really fun to watch. But I gotta say, it's kind of a no Judon out there. How much easier? How much easier was it?
I made the joke to Zap today. He's like, "Oh, Judon's not practicing." I was like, "All right, well, we can get someplace off today."
And you did.
And we get after him a little bit too, so he understands. It's so fun having him on our side of this thing, and him being able to play for us because I do not want to go against him. That's for sure.
What is it about him that makes him so formidable?
I just think it's his energy, you can see his will to play football, to get after the quarterback, to tackle the run, and be a force in his league, And I remember watching him like throughout my career. I think we're the same year, and he's gotten better each and every year. And you go out there and practice, and being able to see him on a day in and day out basis, there's no shortcut to what he's doing.
Javon Baker standing out. I want to know in your eyes, not the media's eyes, not fans' eyes, who's standing out in practice at either side of the ball? Give a little love, a little QB1 love.
The funny thing is like, and this is gonna sound like the cliche answer, but like I think Maye would say the same thing. We've had healthy, good back and forth. It's been days where in periods where the defense gotten after us, but it's been periods where like we got after the defense. And I think everybody, which is good, which we're gonna need, is like everybody's taking their chance to make plays and capitalize on those plays. And I think it's been healthy, good back and forth. I think our offensive line is doing a really good job. We got a good defensive line, and those guys are stepping up to the challenge, and I think making it a lot easier than what people think it's going to be. And I'm proud of those guys.
Well, I want to know about like you're kind of a mentor role for Drake Maye.
It's like I just said. I mean,
I don't get it. Like, I could never be you. Like, you're competing, but you're a teammate, but you're kind of a mentor. It sounds like a tricky dynamic.
I just personally think I'm like, and it's not in a cocky way, but I'm very confident in my skills and what I bring to the table as a player. That it takes nothing away from me being a good person, and just helping somebody, like that. I don't think that cost, like I said, it doesn't cost anything to be a good teammate. Because if something happens to me, I want the next person to come in, and I don't want the standard to change,
Yeah.
So, and that was the same thing when Tom was here, when Jimmy was here. It's like we all competed against each other, but we also helped each other. We wanted our room to be the best room in the league, and that's the ultimate goal. I mean, I want all of us to play for 40 years, 50 years, however long we want to play. And if I can be a sprinkle in somebody's career, helping them out, like I think that's a success.
Did Tom help you out always, or was there times he didn't? Like,
oh hell no, I mean sorry. I mean he didn't always. It was always a competition for sure.
Right, but it was still that level of teammate and respect.
Exactly. And I think that's what it all boils down to, because at the end of the day we all have the same jersey on, same helmet on. Regardless of who they put out there, is going to be the starter. It's going to be the starter. But at the end of the day, it's just like I said, we want our group in our room to be the best room in the league.
What do you miss about Bill?
I mean, I had a brief stint with Bill. I was probably a year. So I'm going on year 9. So I'm
Big
8
year.
years. Yeah, I'm 8 years removed.
You've been to other places. You had a lot of game time in Cleveland.
But I think what Gerard's doing a good job at not piggybacking, but carrying on what Bill does. Doing a good job of teaching the game, teaching football, teaching the rules of the game, and all the things that help you fast track to playing football. And I think Bill did a really good job of that. I think we were always prepared going into the games to where the games were easier than practice was. And, I think Gerard's doing a good job of bringing that along. So I really appreciated what Bill did for that.
You still running that hill?
Yeah. I mean,
have you run it this camp already?
It's usually every day. We didn't run it today because it was our first day of pads, but I'm pretty sure we're running the hill tomorrow.
2024 Jacoby Brissett. You've been on a lot of teams. You made a big difference on a lot of them. You've grown, like you said. You said you're a little older. What is 2024 Jacoby Brissett saying to 2016 Jacoby Brissett about what's ahead, about how to handle himself?
Well, I mean, honestly, I didn't think I'd be in the league still, you know. So
What?
I,
What?
I mean, it's this league's so hard, you know, to be in this league every year. Each year is not by chance, you know. It's comes with hard work, and if I would tell myself anything, it's just like continue to put in the work because at some point it's gonna pay off. And you know, I get that question of like, you know, like you've been on so many teams, so many different situations. Like, how do you like stay and want to continue to go through some of the things that you've been through? I'm like, man, like I tell myself, like I tell myself this every year before the season starts. Sometimes some people have to take the long haul, you know, and I have that, and I'm okay with that, you know. It's like I feel like I'm built for that, and you know, 2024, I'm still eager to learn what that's going to look like in the end of this year.
Does it feel like you're playing with house money a little bit? If you're saying like, it's not like you're just happy to be here. You have huge goals. You know what it's like to be at the top and be around people who are world champions. But is it sort of? I'm just wondering if like I'm going to see an uncorked Jacoby Brissett a little bit, just because. I don't know.
I wouldn't say I'm playing with house money. I got all my money in it too. So, you know, it's just appreciating each day and taking each day one day at a time and actually enjoying the process of this thing and just at the end of this thing, let's just see where the chips lay.
As a good teammate, what is the best thing you've seen out of Drake Maye?
A
specific, please.
All right, for specifics, yesterday he threw a pick, a bad pick. I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago, one of those things. And then the next play comes out and throw a completion like on a rope, and I'm like, that's the NFL. Like, if in practice, you know, you have those one play games and those things in practice where it's like that was game, like, you know, that was he won that day, you know. And that's what I told him. I was like, man, like don't let something like that go to waste. You know, it's like those are things that, you know, you come out on the practice field that you try to accomplish is try to, you know, make it as game like as possible. And if you do that in a game, if you throw a pick in the game, you got to go back out there and they got to know that you're the guy.
I love that. Last one for you. I know it's a different coach, different vibes, there's some changes. RKK is still in charge. So how important is that stability? When you see and you come back here so many years later, and obviously Gerard Mayo came from that way as well, but not the Belichick part. Talk to me about like the stuff that stayed consistent and stuff that stayed the same.
Yeah,
and how much credit he deserves.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that is when I started was just like the standard is still the standard. You know, fortunate for Mr. Kraft, he's been around a lot of winning, and you know, that's his ultimate goal, and that's what he's seen, and that's what he wants. That's what he's creating this to be, is to continue to win. And you know, I think for him to acknowledge like whatever the necessary steps that we need to do to win is, and you know, he's come up to me and said it personally, like we're gonna do whatever we need to do to win right now, and it's not like we're waiting for anything. So you know, I just think the standard. I think when you hear about the Patriots standard, I think that carries weight.
I love that. Mayo said that if you guys win 10 games, he'll put an air hockey table in the players' lounge. Your thoughts?
I don't play air. I don't even know what that is. So
that's not going to motivate you. What game would you want in the players' lounge? Darts.
We have
Papa
that.
shot.
We have that.
No, new information.
They just put in like NCAA. I don't play video games.
I just tricked you.
But guys been playing that. So whatever games. I mean.
Breaking news.
Yeah.
I was told that the players' lounge was impenetrable, and I know every game in there now, Jacoby.
I didn't tell you everything. I just told you the ones that you asked about.
You're the best. Thank you so much, and good luck this year.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you.